Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to Lords of the Fallen. I was debating whether or not to continue this or not, but see, I'm always indecisive with this stuff. I guess I decided to just do it because I started it and might as well just finish it. Some of you guys wanted me to continue it, so here I am giving you guys the part 2 section of this whole thing. Well, today we are going to be killing the infiltrator and the champion, which are not necessarily hard bosses, to be honest. I had a lot of issues with the champion, as you're going to see later on, but the infiltrator himself, as long as you know how to fight him, as long as you figure out his weakness, it's really not that big of a deal, and you will realize just how easy he truly can be, which is amazing. As I said on the last episode, we're gonna start having some issues. As I'm dancing here on his corpse. We're gonna start having some issues since this is where the game kind of picks up. I mean, you guys saw how easy it was for me the very first episode, how we just kind of flew through the content without any care in the world, killing all the bosses, not even dying. And now everything's gonna change. You're gonna see me die. You're gonna see me get frustrated. You're gonna see me fall down to my death a couple of times. It's gonna be a hoot. It's gonna be hilarious. You see, it's not really hard. I don't want to say that this game it's hard, especially when you've already played through all of it multiple times like I have. It's not really hard as much as it just gets frustrating. Because especially in Dark Souls, when you get to a certain point in skill, once you finish the game and you know where the enemies are, you know what the bosses do, you know what everything does, and you know what equipment to wear, the game kind of becomes trivial. It trivializes itself. You don't die as often, you don't get frustrated anymore, you kind of just fly through the content. But in here, there's something about a lot of these enemies that it doesn't matter how good you are, sometimes you just can't really help dying. And I don't know if I have to blame that on the clunky controls, but there are some attacks from enemies that you can't just block. Like, it doesn't matter if you're wearing the heaviest of all the shields with all the poisons in the world, it'll just go right through your shield and attack you, and sometimes it'll be enough to kill you, and it's enough to get me frustrated. But to get you guys here on the know about what we're doing, so we have to open the door to get to the main stadium, where we're gonna have to clear some ads and continue into the infiltrator battle. We have to open up 2 different levers, and every single one of those levers is in one of the antechambers. So we just went through the western antechamber and we cleared the entire area, and you saw that I opened one of the levers. Now we have to go into the eastern antechamber and clear this area to get the other lever. It's this is one of those things that the game doesn't really tell you. I believe if you talk to the girl, she'll tell you like, hey, yeah, we have to open this door. Go and figure out how to do it, and you kind of have to just go and figure it out for yourself. The game does that a lot. You have to figure it out, what to do, how to proceed, how to open the doors yourself. The game won't really tell you anything, and most of the time is not really that big of a deal. But holy shit, I think it's gonna come into play in the next episode that you're gonna start to really notice how bad it can be, how cryptic the game can be. The first time I actually played through the game, after you finish after you kill the Inquisitor, you're supposed to come in here, right, and kill the infiltrator, and go through this entire section. But I had no clue that I actually had to go through the portal, and I actually didn't even see the portal the first time I played through the game, and I actually went into the catacombs right after I killed the infiltrator, the Inquisitor, I'm sorry, because the door towards the catacombs, it's right after the Inquisitor, right? You kill the Inquisitor and the door is right there, and it almost alludes to the fact that you have to go there. Like, I don't know, I guess I just didn't pay too much attention to the NPC dialogue to know that I had to go through the portal. But I didn't know where the portal was, right? And then when I looked at the quest marker, not the quest marker, but the quest log, all it would say is that, oh, you have to find a way to prevent the portal from summoning monsters, and I'm like, okay. And I'm sitting there looking around in the catacombs, not knowing where to go. With absolutely no... I actually ended up killing the champion before killing the infiltrator, because there's just no way for you to know unless, like, you really do pay attention or whatever, which I guess I just didn't. But as you can see, we opened up the two portals, the two levers, I'm sorry, and we opened up this door. You'll notice that we missed well, didn't really missed it, but we walked right by a chest that happens to be locked with this red kind of aura on it. And I know that a lot of you guys are probably wondering what those are. As you progress through the game, you're gonna get some keys. The keys, however, are... Oh, you can see that I decided to leave here before I go and explain what the keys do. I forgot an artifact you can get outside here, and I'm not really going to use it for too long. But just in case some of you guys might, because it's a really good artifact, and by artifact I mean trinket, and by trinket I mean it's like a ring you can equip. I'm not gonna wear it for too long, but I figured some of you guys might, since it actually would help with our build. The trinket, I guess you guys are gonna see in a second as soon as I get it, but we have to go in through this portal here, and as I said before in the last episode, I'm not gonna show you guys whenever I go into portals, because I think we just make the videos way too long. But it's pretty much just like a survival. You have to survive a couple of waves of enemies, which is actually pretty easy. It's whatever, it's pretty simple, but I'm not gonna show it, so we're gonna fast forward here in a second, and you'll see the artifact once I pick it up. But the ring here that you get, as just waiting here for the chest to pop up. I like the chest, it's all golden and stuff. That looks really classy. Love it so much. And there we go. Backbreaker. Now we're gonna show you guys here to see the weight difference. It lowers you about 10 in your weight limit. It's actually fantastic, especially if you are like me, which you've been investing a lot of agility and not enough in stamina, you know, based on the amount of armor that you're wearing. You can actually use this and maybe sacrifice a little bit more stamina to get a more offensive set, which, I mean, options, right? Options are awesome. We're not going to use this. We're actually going to get a ring later on after we kill the infiltrator that is going to replace this, which I believe is a better ring just in general. But just, you know, letting you guys know if you guys want to get it. There you go. That's what I'm here for, show you guys where the items are. But going back to the keys, right? So, eventually, you're going to kill enemies that will drop you keys, and those keys can only be found by enemies. I believe that you can only get them by killing a special sets of enemies that only respawn once. But Jesus, this guy's going crazy on me. But those keys opened up those chests, those red chests that you see kind of roaming around that you can't open ever. It's I find it a little obnoxious that the keys are kind of scattered through the world, and once you do get one, they only give you like a small detail as to what chest they actually open. So a key might tell you like, oh, this chest, this key is for the blacksmith chest, and that's all it's gonna tell you. And you're supposed to know what chest that is. Blacksmith chest, and there's actually one that says that. So you're supposed to be like, okay, well, there is I remember a chest that was locked, that was right in front of one of the blacksmiths in the game. Might as well just go and try that out, and voila, it tends to be, right? So it's one of those things where you have to kind of go around and remember where these chests are, so that when you do get the key, you know where it is. It's a little obnoxious, especially because some of them can be very cryptic, but that's where you get them. You know, it's just a matter of kind of scouting the world, finding these keys, and remembering where the chests are, which is, you know, it's kind of a bummer. But we're going to be fighting a boss here later on, so remember this area. This is, you get to fight the Guardian in that little stadium there in the middle, which is one of my least favorite bosses. I really dislike that guy. We'll get to that on the next episode, don't worry about it. But as you can see, show you guys again how you defeat the shield bearers with the dagger build, since it can be kind of a pain in the ass, a big actual pain in the ass. You do have to use the shield. It's just the best way. You run, you shield ram them, and it takes their shield off and you can hit them. The small shield bros are not really that big of a deal because you can, your combo attack, this combo attack, actually goes through their shields, so it's not that big of a deal. But we're actually going to encounter the guys that are supposed to be the improved version of those shield bearers, which you guys saw them on the last episode when we went to the catacombs, though we were too low level for that area, so I didn't actually fight them. But we're actually going to start fighting them now, as soon as I kill this huge demon bro, and we get to go down the staircase. We're going to fight the first one. Those guys are probably the most obnoxious enemies in the entire game. And in a game that's supposed to make you, you know, to kill you, to frustrate you, and to test you, that says a lot. That does says a lot. These demon guys are not really that big of a deal. As long as you're aggressive, they're not that dangerous. They have a really hard time hitting you if you're close to them, so as long as you're just like in their face, just spamming attacks, they tend to have a really hard time. While this guys kind of enjoy having you close. It's Fatty here. His attack is just really obnoxious. It's really hard to break his poise, so he's just gonna punch in the face. It's pretty annoying. But let's get this and move along. That's the strength-based weapon, so we're not even gonna bother checking it out. It's this is actually my very first time kind of going through this entire game with an agility-based character, which is one of the reasons why I wanted to do this in the first place, so that I can get to know the game a little bit more. Because you learn different stuff once you play for recording than when you're actually just kind of playing yourself. Which people might not know, but yeah, you do learn different stuff, especially when you're doing Let's Plays. You kind of play differently, just by default. Backstab this guy. There we go. But, we're gonna open this, but we don't have to. That's just a little shortcut. Just checking it out there. Now we're gonna fight the big-ass shield bearer, and this is going to be a big pain in the ass. Let's go ahead and get this chest first. There's gonna be a mage here that I think it's kind of funny that the guy actually tries to, as I get stuck there, the guy actually tries to trick you into following him, and if you fall for the trap, you're gonna get attacked by both the mage and the big shield guy. So you have to be careful in this next area. You're gonna see that the mage here is gonna be very aggressive towards you. It's gonna start shooting at you, and as soon as you get close to try to attack him, he's gonna start running off. And if you follow him, he's look at him being a jackass there. If you try to follow him, the big shield guy is gonna come and attack you. So it's a very dangerous area. You have to be very careful. You don't actually have to go here. There's no, not that much reason to go through this entire area. You do get some really cool items, but you can just skip it if you don't really need the items. You get a potion, which you saw that I already got. But also, if you kill the mage guy, you actually get a really cool shield. We're not going to use it, but I wanted to come here and show you guys, for those of you who are playing with the warrior. If you are playing the... Ow! Actually hurts a lot. If you're playing with the heavy warrior, you might want to kill this mage. As you can see, it's going to drop an item here. Always drops the item. Try to get it, but kind of fell there by the Nova. Two-horned shield, it's amazing. Compared to literally every other shield that you can get up to this point in the game, like you can see that difference in poise. It's outrageous. it's kind of ridiculous. It's a really good shield. I believe it's 80% resistant to magic, which is amazing because getting mage resistant runes is not that difficult. And it comes with at least, I believe it's like 2 slots. I don't remember how many slots exactly the shield has, but you can give it some magic resistance runes in there, and you can actually get that to 100% magic resist. I actually did that on my main character when I first went through this area, and holy shit, it makes a difference. Fighting these mages can be such a pain in the ass sometimes, especially when they explode in their Nova. You can just like block when they're going supernova, and it literally does like no damage to you. It's like the best thing ever. It really is. But we're gonna do some levels here. We're trying to get as much agility as possible, but I believe now I'm gonna focus a lot on vitality before I go into the Let's see what I do. No, I do agility still. Trying to get that damage going on. The thing about the infiltrator is that you want to kill him as fast as possible, and I guess I'll get to that as soon as I was looking at the castle there. It looks amazing. You want to kill the infiltrator as fast as possible. I'm gonna get as to why that is as soon as we get there, but that's why I guess I invested a lot on agility. Just want to get as much damage as I can. Now this area is where I started to get a little frustrated on, because you're gonna see that the enemies kind of start to, I guess, team up on you a lot here. Oh, you see that he starts to absorb the ground. This is very dangerous, and you see that I completely just backed off. You see that there's like a massive explosion of fire. If that catches you, it one-shots you. Oh my god. That was probably the best move I've ever seen in my life, and I'm so happy that I recorded that. It's like I did this massive, like, acrobatic jump on his face and then just backstab him. That was, like, beautiful. I cried when I did that. It was great. Yeah, before we get into the whole, like, section with the enemies, I was trying to... Oh, here I fell miserably. There's a staff here that I wanted to get that I found when I was playing by myself yesterday, and I figured, hey, you know what? This is agility based. I want to get this for the character, see if it actually works for us. So, you know, here I am, giving it a shot so that I can show you guys to see if it's actually viable or not. This is actually another route that you can take before you kill the Annihilator, so have that in mind. We'll come to that on the next episode. But yeah, we're gonna get the staff here. I don't think I'm gonna bother killing this guy. I'm just gonna get the chest, get the staff, and get the hell out of here. There are also a couple of items that you can get on this section of the map. Conceit. We're gonna test it out later. Jesus, these guys are just the most obnoxious enemies in the world. There you go, conceit. So it's a staff, you know. It's high agility requirement, but sadly it doesn't scale very well with agility, so that's kind of a shame. Kind of a shame. But I don't think this is good, as honestly as our daggers are, so I'm not gonna use it for too long here. You get a piece of the armor of this section, which is the Griffin set. We're gonna get the other section later, and here I fell miserably. It's jumping in this game is a little awkward, and you saw when I died here the first time, the first roll that you saw me collapse. That was close. The game has a bug, so I almost fell there. This game has a very obnoxious bug where sometimes when you press the A button to run and you keep it pressed to run, sometimes the character doesn't actually run. But instead it just continues to walk as if you weren't pressing the button. But then as soon as you release the button to stop the so-called running animation, but you're actually walking, whatever, right? As soon as you release the A button, the guy rolls for no reason. I don't know, it's a glitch, it's a bug, I'm not sure what the game thinks I'm doing, but as soon as you release the button, he rolls. I am fast speeding, yeah, I can call that fast speeding. I'm gonna speed this up a little bit because it took a while. This is the part where I was telling you guys that a lot of enemies kind of catch you and attack you together, and it's very, very difficult to stay alive. I don't know how I did it, how I managed. I guess I'm just that good or something, but holy shit, I was fighting like 5 guys at the same time, and somehow I made it. But anyways, the game has a bug, right? Sometimes you roll when you don't mean to, and that's what happened before. I fell down because the character just kind of rolled by himself and killed me. So it happens a lot, more often than you know. Most of the time, literally about 99% of the times when you see me jumping in the game, it's most probably because of the bug that made me jump when I didn't want to. I think I jump like way more than I actually mean to, which is very sad. This is where you get the other section of the other part of the Griffin set. So I just wanted to come here and show you guys where to get it. You don't have to. It's not really that good if you already have the armor that you get from the catacombs, as I showed you guys in the last episode. That armor set is better than what I'm wearing, so you don't actually have to get the Griffin. But you know, I just wanted to show you guys since we got the legs once we were trying to get conceit staff, so might as well just show you the remainder of the armor set for you guys to know. I decided to not cut this. I was considering cutting it since it's a little slow. I'm gonna be here and I'm gonna try and fight these two shield guys. It's a very slow battle, but I felt that it was my duty to show you guys the struggle that I have to go through trying to play an agility-based character, or just in general. I guess this probably applies for more characters than just an agility-based character. But it's a struggle. It's a battle of like trying not to rage quit while fighting this guy and really any other kind of shield-bearing guy with an agility character. All I have to do here is wait until he tries to attack me, and as soon as he tries to attack me, I go and shield ram him so that he loses his poise, and then I can maybe get 1 or 2 hits in there before he goes back to normal. The thing is, you can only do it when he attacks you, and that's what makes this so infuriating, and this is what makes it so much different than when you're playing a warrior character, because you see, when you're playing a warrior character and you're using a massive shield, like the 2-horned shield we just got, you can actually shield ram him, even if... oh, slow motion kill. They're the best. You can shield ram him even if he's blocking. You actually win the blocking contest because your shield, I guess, is supposed to be better or something, and he gets knocked out, and you can attack them anyways. But with a buckler like the one I have, if you try and do the shield ram when he's blocking, both of you lose balance, and that's why you can't attack him. You can attack him like that easy with the buckler. It's a big pain in the ass, but I wanted to show you guys how it is, the struggles that I go through. That was a really cool dodge. I actually kind of like that. But in here, I was getting a little bit frustrated since I couldn't... First and foremost, I was having a hard time grabbing the actual heart. Since to kill the big guy here, you have to break the vase, and that jump was pretty crazy and still get hit. You have to break the vase and grab the heart of the enemy that's just laying in the vase so that you can kill him. But I failed to do so because sometimes when you run, you can't grab items in the floor because you're expected to stay there still and then grab the item while standing still. It's a little infuriating, but you know, I try to stay still and grab it, but I guess I just wasn't fast enough and the item just didn't connect, didn't grab, and as I die here miserably. Yeah, so I failed to grab the heart, and then I just couldn't save on the stone because the guy followed me really fast, and I just got really frustrated in there. So you're gonna see a lot of cuts here because I need to take a rest. But yeah, with the dagger you kind of have to be a little bit more aggressive than normal. So you're gonna see that when I just say fuck it and I just go for the kill, it gets the job done a lot faster. It actually gets the job done. Now I'm gonna put some vitality. I figure 19 is probably good enough. I don't think we're gonna really change our weapon up, at least until we fight champion. The champion actually drops a weapon, an agility-based weapon, and we're probably gonna end up using that. Maybe. I'll have to consider it. I don't know if I like it yet, but for now, we're gonna have to stick with this one. Now the infiltrator. So I told you guys that we're gonna have to kill this guy as fast as possible. Why that is? Well, that is because you see this guy is turning on this whatever they are, braziers, and I'm not sure what actually happens if he turns them all on. I don't think I've ever had it that he turns them all on, but if you kill the boss, the infiltrator, before he does that, before he turns them all on, then you actually get the special item, which is I believe it's a strength-based weapon. It's supposed to be one of the claws that the boss uses. It's like his hand or whatever. So it's actually not too difficult if you know what to do. You see that I'm attacking the leg. There's a reason for that. If you attack the leg a lot, the armor of the leg actually breaks. You can see that we're pretty much doing like virtually no damage to him. As soon as you break the shield, as I'm gonna do here in a second, the damage pretty much like multiplies, and then the real damage starts. It starts like a hit there on the back. Let's see if we do it. Jesus, I was getting so frustrated because a lot of these hits, I felt like it wasn't even on the way, and I was still getting hit. So, raging a little bit. There you go. So the shield is broken. Now we can actually hit the leg, and you're gonna see that the damage, it's gonna be a lot higher now. Let's see if I can show you here. See that? suddenly one combo, and we did like at least 3 times the damage that we did before. It's amazing. And that's how you kill him really fast. Thanks to this, we can actually... I don't think I've ever failed, as I said before, I've never failed the requirement for this boss, because I always go and kill the armor of the legs, and then I just really just kind of destroy the boss. It's really not that difficult, especially if you're playing a warrior, because I believe the warrior can hit the legs multiple times. Like if you do a massive swing, you can hit both legs at the same time if you're lucky enough. And well, that pretty much means double damage, right? So it's a lot easier. On the other hand, the combo of the daggers, it's a high DPS maneuver, and this boss pretty much allows you to do it. You can see that I'm doing the combo with literal, like, virtually no punishment. Like, this guy's not punishing me at all for me just spamming my attack button at all. Look at this guy. When he's standing there above those kind of spores, he heals himself. You can see that he's healing. My damage is like way higher than his actual heal per second, so I'm not even... Usually you would go and kill those little spores, but I am completely careless about it. It makes no difference to me. My damage is so high, it literally doesn't matter. As I get hit by whatever looks like a penis from this guy. But that's it, guys. That's the infiltrator. It's a really easy battle. I don't really... You know, bosses in this game, if they're not annoying, they're easy. They're not really difficult. They never are difficult. They're really just annoying. That's the weapon I believe you get. It's just like a smaller version of that into a pike or something. Now this guy, I want to talk to this guy. This guy, that cleric or whatever he's supposed to be, he's the one that you have to give him the human skulls. You guys remember in the last episode I told you guys that we were going to collect some human skulls that were found on the floor after we killed the Inquisitor. The human skulls are actually given to him, and if you do give him 15 skulls, he gives you a shield. Now, before I mentioned that the shield was agility-based, I was mistaken. The shield is actually strength-based, and I'm sorry, I fooled you guys. Oh, I got the Ures here, which is the special weapon. You see that it's orange, which means that it's the special version of it. You're gonna see what the special is. It says there. It creates like a little pool of poison. You can see that on my character. I don't think I'm gonna actually show you guys the attack, but there you can see 4 human skulls. So we gotta get 11 more for us to get the shield. Even if we don't need the shield, since it's a strength-based weapon, we're gonna go and get it because I think it's a pretty cool shield. It's if I remember correctly, I believe it has a special ability. I think you regenerate. I don't remember. You might either regenerate mana whenever you block things, or you actually reflect attacks. One of the two. I guess we're gonna see by the end of this episode. Or I guess by a couple of minutes we're gonna see. It shouldn't take too long. But regardless, I wanted to go and collect the skulls just so that you guys know where to get the skulls and how I do it. Just so that if you guys at home want to do it yourselves and you know where to go. That's how kind I am. On the other hand, the place where we actually get the skulls, you can actually find an agility-based shield, which is the one we're going to be using, so it kind of all works out, which is fantastic. Now, this is a shortcut to the entrance of this whole zone, which is the reason why I'm going here. Now, the one thing, the main reason why I wanted to go through this, you see that guy? The human. You guys have to remember where he is. He's located there at the top of the stadium. The reason you want to remember is because later on you're going to get a quest where the captain of those warriors is going to tell you that those are deserters, and you have to kill them because nobody likes deserters, I guess. And yeah, you have to go and kill them. So just remember where they are, and we'll come and get them later for the quest. This whole area becomes a little obnoxious. You're gonna see me struggling a lot, which is what tends to happen with a small little dagger and a small little buckler and literally like no poise. This guy's, every single like attack from this guy's breaks my poise. You see me kind of struggling to. I attacked this guy thinking he was alive, but no, he's dead. Every single one of these guys is like small attacks, completely throws me off balance, which is like the most obnoxious thing you can do to a heavy armored fellow, because I'm already slow as I am, I can't roll for shit, you know, and If every single attack throws me out of position, then it becomes kind of a problem. This guy, I mean, well, you know, if you can't, if you know how to deal with the first boss, this guy's literally the same thing. No biggie, he's just a lot weaker. So as long as you're very offensive, you shouldn't have a problem. If you are, however, having a lot of issues with this guy, the only thing I can suggest is stay far away from him. Just kind of keep a mid-distance, pretty much this distance that I'm keeping from the boss. And just wait for him to do his vertical strike where he kind of throws fire down to the ground. Just wait until he does that, and as soon as he does, just come in and attack him. That's probably... See, if I were to suggest a way to kill the first boss without getting hit, that would probably be the thing that I would tell you to do. Just wait for his vertical strike and attack, and then just leave. It's a very slow process, and it takes a long time, and it's very tedious, but it's probably the safest way to do it, since if you get too close to him, he can do the shield slam into a horizontal strike that cannot be evaded and cannot be blocked. If you're close enough, there's nothing you can do. You're gonna get hit, and that's it. That's the end of it. So that's really the only solution to that problem. Now, we're back into the catacombs. We already went through this entire area to get our armor and to get our weapon. So I'm not even gonna bother with this guys, really. It's not a... They take way too long for me to kill them, so I felt like it wasn't needed. But this is the area where I go to get the human skulls. I believe this is where you're gonna find most of them, which is, yeah, this is the best place to go. Plus, we're gonna get our shield, our new shield here, so it kind of all works out. There's also 2 quests, very, very important quests. Actually, one of them is really important. The other one is just experience. But experience is always nice. But the other guy, he gives you I'm sorry, I'm blanking out, the accessory, the trinket, the ring that we're gonna be using for the rest of the game, which I believe to be the best ring in the game, at least because I tend to play tanky characters, and it's probably the best ring for a tanky character. On the other hand, I guess, you know what, I'll wait until we get there, because I think you guys are gonna understand what I mean. But you get a choice. You're gonna be able to choose what item to use to get us a reward, and one of them is really good for a tank build, and the other one's really good for a magic build. So I think me going through this is gonna help you guys see where this is, so that you can have an easier time in the game. There's a little checkpoint here, which is really... It's not really that necessary. This area is not difficult at all. I could even suggest going through here before going to the Rogar zone in the portal, because look at the guys that we're fighting. I mean, we're fighting pretty much like standard early game Rogars. The small kind of blind enemies. This is probably the hardest one you're gonna find, this fatty here, but you can also find them in the portal, so you're gonna fight them anyways. So it's not like you're putting yourself in an awkward position. So I wouldn't suggest going through here first. Especially since the Roger portal area zone is just difficult in general. It's an annoying, difficult part. And if you're having a lot of troubles with the infiltrator, you might as well just get a lot of experience here, and it'll help you out. Especially because, again, you get the ring, right? That I'm talking about. So it might help you out a little bit. But we're just gonna have to go through here, kill some enemies, get some skulls, get some experience. Look at this guy. This is the most obnoxious little enemy in the whole world. I was trying to run and shield slam the guy, but sometimes I guess many people, if you guys have been following this game, the biggest complaint that this game gets is that it's very clunky. It's like Dark Souls but clunky. It's true. What people say, it is true. Sometimes you're running and I press the blocking button to do my shield ram, and sometimes my character just doesn't do it. So you're gonna see me sometimes kind of running into enemies and not doing anything. Like I'm just literally like face palming my face into their face by accident because my shield didn't put up. So it's one of those things, right? It can get a little bit obnoxious, but yeah, that's what we're gonna be doing here. Opening up this door here, get some skulls. Lever handle, we're gonna need that for a different quest, the second quest that we're gonna be doing in this area, so remember where I got it, because you're going to need it. Now, before we get to that, however, this is where you get the ring. Check it out.
Hey,
Just joking, I'm not gonna show you guys the actual cinematic. You can choose which one to save, the one on the left and the one on the right. If you save the one on the left, then you get a ring that heals you for, I believe, 10% of your health every 20 seconds. I might be wrong on the number. You see, I looked it up. You know how it is with numbers, though. I looked it up, but the wiki changes every now and again. Like, it's really, really bad. The wiki for this game is horrendous. There's, like, broken links everywhere. Broken pictures, like, just missing pictures. There's no info. Sometimes you go to a ring to see what it does, and the webpage doesn't have the information. Like, it's just the worst. That's actually, again, a big reason why I'm doing this whole series. Because the wiki is just horrible, so I'm hoping to at least help some people here. But, yeah, gives you, like, at least, I think it's 10% of your health every 20 seconds, which is, like, the best tanking ring ever, because you're usually always going to be full, which is, like, amazing. The other ring, however, again, it doesn't, this game doesn't really tell you exactly what things do. It kind of alludes to it, like, it gives you a description of the item, and you're supposed to guess what it does based on that description, right? And since the wiki doesn't help, you know, we can only guess sometimes, so you have to kill this guy, that's the quest. He tells you that he's cursed, that he already has the taint in his blood, so he asks you to kill him. So that's what I did. But oh, I'm gonna give him the skulls here. But yeah, the second ring that you can get if you choose to save the other guy, the guy on the right. He gives you a ring that gives you mana whenever you kill people. At least that's what the ring says. The ring says that. I was really happy here. The ring says that it gives you energy whenever you kill people. It really could be... It suggests that it's mana, but, you know, it could be energy too. Just stamina. Whatever. I believe it's a magic shield, though. I would have to test it to be able to tell you guys more clearly what it is. I got stuck here. God damn it. But, guys, I believe we're actually ready here to battle the champion. We have what we wanted. We have the skulls. I actually got most of the skulls off camera because it takes a while. It's a lot of just me kind of running around in this whole section and grabbing those skulls, and you guys already know where it is, so I don't have to show you every single skull. You guys can just kind of roam around in this area and get them yourselves. But we have all the skulls, we have the shield that we wanted, we have the ring, we did the quest with the other guy, we killed him, right? We're pretty much done here in this whole catacomb section. There's no more items here that we get. The only thing that's left is I wanted to show you guys you can actually drop this guy down here, which is hilarious. So usually it's really easy. He just kind of walks into the boards and falls down into the pit. For some reason I was having so many issues getting this guy. You're gonna see that I... He just walked through the boards. I actually caught some footage here. I spit it up because he was just being an asshole. He attacks me and he actually survives it, so I decided to kick him down. There you go, so you can do it. I think there's actually an achievement that if you knock someone down by kicking him, that's the achievement, right? So I don't know if I got it there. I don't know if it worked, but I just know that it exists. But I got the staff here. I'm not gonna use it. Maybe if I were to use some runes on it, it might actually be good. I might try that for the next episode. But yeah, that's pretty much it. We're gonna just run pretty much towards the boss. There's just 2 more enemies that we're gonna kill. Actually, 4 more enemies before the boss. I'm lying. I'm a liar. I'm a dirty liar. Look how annoying it is. Just imagine me having my character having like some Z's, some Z's on the top, like it's falling asleep or something. That's what I feel like it is for every single time I fight these guys. Just waiting for them to attack me so that I can like break their defense. I'm gonna kick this guy down. He's just not letting me. There you go. So let me grab this item and get the hell out of here. Now the champion, I had, oh my god, so many issues with the champion. You see, I'm not sure if the champion got buffed or whether he was glitched before, or if they just decided to change it. I'm not quite sure what the hell happened, but before, whenever he would hit you, you see, he has this rage mechanic, and I guess I can wait a little while before I actually start talking about the boss. I don't know, I guess probably you guys are gonna understand better what I mean as soon as we're fighting the guy, instead of me just kind of talking about it while I'm killing some generic shield guys. But his mechanic is that he enrages, right? If he hits you a lot, he becomes angry. And when he becomes angry, his swords kind of catch on fire. And he starts hitting you for about twice the damage, which is incredible. Its damage is actually kind of scary once he gets really angry. Thing is, before I get into that, I changed my armor here. You're gonna see why that is, but you can see that I chose to be a lot lighter. Fighting this boss heavy is very dangerous unless you have a heavy shield. So he does that. Now I'll get as to why that is, but let me just go back to my original point. You see that rage bar below his health. So it used to be before that it would fill up. I'm gonna see if I can try this staff, but I'm gonna have a really bad time here. He used to only get enraged whenever he would hit you, or whenever you would block him, right? Whichever of the two would happen, it would buff him. It was the most, like, it was easy, it was simple. All you had to do was just evade his attacks or block, you know, keep your blocks to a minimum, and that's it. You wouldn't really have to worry about his enrage meter at all. But now, they changed him or buffed him, or maybe they fixed the bug or whatever. But now, whenever you attack him, you're gonna see that his meter goes up, which I was completely not expecting, and it actually threw me off for a couple of matches there, because I kept on accidentally enraging him. Now, the reason you don't want to enrage him is because his special requirement is you have to defeat him without enraging him at all. If you can do that, then you get his special weapon, and the reason why I wanted his special weapon so much is because it's actually agility based, which is what we want with this character. It's actually a fist weapon. It's like a little knuckle with a knife. It's like a guitar or something, which is okay. I don't know if I'm gonna use it yet, but since it's agility based, I wanted to get it so that we might be able to, you know, have that choice if we wanted to. But just, if anything, just to show it to you guys what it is. But I was having so many issues because I was accidentally enraging him, so I had to quit the battle a couple of times, about 4 or 5 times actually. So I was pretty much at my wit's end here. This is the final take, of course. This is when I actually did it. But 4 times before, I had failed this mission, so I was, at this point, I was just done. If I didn't do it this time, I was just gonna rage and quit and play Call of Duty or something. I don't know. But you see that he charges here. The reason why I was saying that the only way to fight this guy heavy is to use a heavy shield is because the heavy shield has the special ability of being able to, you can drop the shield and kind of crouch behind the shield, and if you do that, you kind of become this impenetrable force of like death when you do it. And if you block like that, if you use that special block when he's running towards you, you actually get to knock him down. It's like a special little cinematic that happens. You get to knock him down, and then you get like a couple of free hits, which is really the only way you can kill him with a heavy character, since, as you can see, he's really fast. You only get like 1 second or so before he like attacks you again after every single one of his combos. So as a fast character, you see that it's not really that big of a deal. He attacks, I dodge, then I hit him once or twice, and then I just dodge again. It's really not a problem. But with a heavy character, once every attack takes like a second or two to like actually connect because they're so slow, then it becomes kind of a problem. And every time you're trying to attack, you actually get hit yourself. It's just a pain in the ass. So the only way to actually do it is to do the special block and get the animation going so that he gets stunned. That's the only way. And because of that, I decided to just get rid of my heavy armor and get something heavier, lighter, so that I could just dodge his ramps. And that's honestly the best way to fight him, I would guess. This is one of the only bosses in the game. If anything, this is probably one of the only creatures in the game where I would say that it's easier with light armor. Because you guys know that I'm a huge advocate for heavy armors in this game. That's, in my opinion, the best way to play this game is to be heavy armored. It's just, otherwise you're just gimping yourself. This is the only boss, the only creature where I would say that doesn't actually count. It's the quite opposite, actually. But, yeah, you see that I'm trying really, really hard to keep his rage meter down. You guys might be wondering, he actually got enraged before. That's true. You can see that there are some bars there in his health bar. It's kind of split into 3 different bars. Whenever he reaches one of those limits, he automatically enrages, but that doesn't actually count for the requirement for the weapon. So, you know, that'll always happen whenever you break one of those limits. He's gonna enrage, and that's fine. You're not gonna lose your weapon if he does that. So that's why you see that whenever he's about to lose one of his bars, I just kind of go all crazy on him, because I know that his bar resets and I won't be punished for it. So that's kind of what I was kind of trying to do. So you see that now I'm gonna just go crazy on his face. He actually becomes fairly harder on the last bar here. You see that he gets this new ability. He starts throwing this sauce on the ground, which is not that big of a deal. They're only kind of a pain in the ass if like this. You see that he kind of did it when I was running towards him. If he does that, it's so hard to evade because you never see it coming. It's really, really difficult to tell if he's gonna do it. And I got hit there. But yeah, it's difficult to tell, and that's pretty much the most dangerous move he has. Actually, I lie. The most dangerous move is the new attack pattern that he gets when he's at his last bar. You see, normally, you've been seeing that whenever he combos me, whenever he does his 1-2 attack, that's all he has, right? He hits me with his right hand and his left hand, and that's it. That's the end of the combo. Now that he's on his last bar, he gets a third move where he just goes bound, and then there's a possibility of a third attack. And that always gets me. It always catches me off guard because I never expect it, because I'm used to him just kind of having the same 1-2 attack pattern, and then he just gets that third one, and it's a pain in the ass, especially since you don't want him to enrage, and every single attack he does on you enrages him a lot, so you really don't want to get hit at all in this encounter. See that I haven't gotten hit that many times in this match, and I've been struggling a lot to keep his rage meter down. Thankfully, just by kind of staying far away from this guy, the meter kind of goes down automatically. It doesn't actually go down whenever he's attacking, so if you really want him to go down, you have to like run away and keep him from attacking you. Otherwise, the bar just kind of stays there, which is annoying. I haven't found any special cinematics or events or anything by having him crash into any part of this whole arena. If you guys found something that he can crash into that actually hurts him or does something, then please let me know, because I haven't found a single thing. He has been crashing on, like, I've tested this for a while, have him crash into different sections of the map, but nothing ever happens. So I don't know if there's even a point to that, to be honest. But if you guys found something, then please let me know, because I have no clue. But I was so relieved when this happened. Again, 5 tries. It takes a toll on you, man. But thankfully now we have the weapon, the boss weapon, which again I'm not even sure if I'm gonna use. I just wanted to for you guys to see that it's there, and that we can use it if we want to. The attack pattern on it is pretty awkward. I don't like it at all. There you go, Sting, and it's orange/yellow there, so you know that it's special. If you're weak, it says there, if you're weak, the attack raises, so it's kind of like the boss, except that it only works on you if you're weak. It catches on fire, I guess, and it's okay. I have yet to test it, and there's a reason why I haven't tested it, and you guys are gonna see it. I'm kind of trying to combo out. I couldn't test it because as soon as I opened up this door and went into the next area, I tried to go on safe, as you see here, and boom! My game crashed. I couldn't actually save it. That's right. I was actually clicking Y there to save the game, and as the little bubble was like filling up so that I would save, the game just crashes, so I don't even know if I have to kill the boss again. And if I do, I would have to like do the whole thing again so that I can get the weapon again. I was so frustrated just from the battle itself that after this happened, I literally just looked to the sky and was like, why would you do that to me? Like, that is so mean. Anyways, guys, hope you all enjoyed the episode. It was pretty nice. Tomorrow, I'm not sure how many bosses we're going to kill tomorrow, but we do have the Guardian and the Annihilator. I might actually finish the game tomorrow. Who knows? Well, not necessarily tomorrow. I mean on the next episode. I don't know when I'm going to upload them, but thank you all. Guys, be sure to let me know in the comments if you want to see more, man. It's nice to see if you guys like this. But I'll see you guys later. Peace out.